This is like
This is Aki. And I think Ewes call it Akla.
in the northness, they said they make soup with this one.
Soup.
Yeah, the northness. They make soup with this one. And I think it makes sense because when you talk about, the transatlantic slavery, people think that the people that were taken to the Caribbean were mostly Ashantis. No, it was actually the Ashantis that were capturing people. So they were capturing people from the north of Ghana.
And other places
the
where...
Salaga market.
Yeah.
So they catch you from the Salaga side. They walk you down all the way to Cape Coast, where you take your last bath.
Wait, you walk all the way from the north.
I tell you,
Are you kidding me?
So that is why
you are making it up. It's not true.
I'm not making it up. I'm not making it up. I'm not making it up.
And you see, the best I'm gonna say, wo wo ho na obi te say Wode Maya suade because be adwuma we na be kan sem hunu like this who now say you want to greet us and tell him kaputa a person who lacks all understanding as one in the African countries and when nyame nanim say wo sa Asantefo behind the screen the nyame nanim onyame nanim say ne wusifa sa Asantefo behind the which means so Asantefo behind my screen so because ne san keke bi na some ho kan wo ayi Sulanami for and the ho Jamaica no just say akwa no Asantefo behind the screen. So learn, okay? Mama a bill of episode about the whole of ordained slave invasions and various empires. Original, kwa Niger, the kwa Congo Niger origin. Origin is very vast. That kind origin is very vast. Now the migration in Ashasiano, Arab invasion. Now Arab invasion, it was more of impulsive and then killing. That is the reason why. And my various empires and as every settle in the various empires. Ni pakro ya na the various empires no. Say a Sundai empire, say a Ghana empire, say a Mali empire, say a Sudanese empire, say a Ethiopia, yeah, Kemet. All these places no and ananum and a imagine and the various empire no ya and ya debu nim sa de tie. Tie bibi memu no ye nyina ya wo similarities. Ya wo ne bi wo ho no mo a Emma who say, a dance, a be a miane, a be a hofade, Yahugusuo, a be a senior, your facial structure, a be a senior, your body languages, and your manema, it's a it's when you are there, Dimmy who say, ye before no, ye nipa bako for, name of migrations a hodono, any invasions a hodono, and the assassin and cassa, and the assassin, ye did Asasaya dressing, and ye nema ebebre. Yo, ye free Arabs invasion no and famra. Arabs invasion if you hono because of say, yea, Yankrophobia, we are the first people. Ye can't have a kingdom no. Yea, they establish kingdoms. Even in the Bible, you will see. So the first king they actually had in Israel was Saul. Saul was a black man. None of them was a white man. Like it has been designed to showcase to you. Saul was a black man, and it is so nobody can be your henny. It's a henny from before me buy. So, ye ne ya comfort, ye from or comfort, a comfort. Ye no woman, ye do one car, a henny, any city, and a henny maybe before. And it is ye monarch limono. Every monarch deal with slave. Monarchy bia will deal with slaves. It's various monarch and quarter humanity. Sub-Sahara within the Sub-Sahara before the European invasion, there was Sub-Sahara slave trading. Now, Kosovo before now, Kasantem, based on the kingdom emerges and the kingdom invasions. Eti ahinie nemuno. Not there were slaveness going on because no invasions were hot. Imagine people emerge and invade other kingdoms. Eti Umaru said. So I say they invade the Ammonite, the Levite, the Paravite, they invade all of them. Oh, we invade this uncle for and that is our expanded if it. And it's about to say, Yasha Sudan Empire, Yahya Kemet Empire, Ebaya absolute in every Arab invasion. Ebaya absolute in every Arab invasion. The Arabs came there as the traders, but later on they invaded the kingdom, remarried a lot of people, and they resettled in their various parts of, and then maybe a from Morocco, Egypt, Tunisia, Algeria, I'm trying to say a whole lot of places. So, especially the northern part of Africa, because we had the northern part of Africa named Mediterranean Sea, you could see, say, the running people, they have only two routes. Only two routes. And I saw the fun in Tenterso, and I saw the southern part. Now, what other first season, now what they are called. And the invasion was severe. It may be no echo Sudan. They invaded Sudan, but they couldn't resist the Sudan and the Ethiopia Empire because they were more stronger and the more sophisticated. And it Sawasha Sudan Empire no, they have more pyramids. Asine, baby from Egypt Empire no, and I say Kush, Kush Ethiopia no, they have more, and I say Sudan no, or more say pyramids. I say Egypt, but in Crawford, and on Bejatum say the people who once ruled the Kemet Empire was black people because of the Arabs invasion in T. But they were black. And you had the Sudanese Empire no. Or moon pyramid will evidently tell you, say, and Crawford we are to it is pyramid here, see Sudani, and beyond the a baby and near for committee, and just say Crawford Koya and a builder of pyramid, and it's on my. Must be Masudano. Not the Bialapse for no more invaded Sudano. One more had the original Sudanese people. Yeah, one more person memo Masumgie. So, and you're claiming where the pyramids are. I'm a political opinion. Ya Sudan, I'm Abessa Sudan. I'm a baby at the pyramids no one. Yeah, the one with the Arabs people no one who invaded the original settlers. No, yeah, woman and building the pyramid. All to cover historical facts. And it's all this has been a series of attacks upon we the black people. Afei, yebe Johnny, Sunda Empire, and also so there is Arabs invasion. Afei, Ghana Empire, there is Arabs invasion. Yebe Johnny, Mali Empire, there was Arabs invasion. So Arabs invasion was more or less invasion, attacking severity of the original settlers. Yeah, the people we call it before now. From centrally now, if you go to the Bible in the book of Joshua, chapter 7, we will see will be a friend Akan. The Akan people was there. So now it would be surprising say Akan near good year or fair good year or the question. So where the Akan people settled, there was gold on the ground. Near good year was and in the park. Because this is what we were punished of. Say as I said good year the shas. So we just have various empire when you know best settle with other groups, about woman named Akan group. The Akan group came to the southern part at Danse. All the Akan group, one man invasion would want to make Sudan. Or make a Nkraho duo Niger, two bombs affair, quite Congo Niger groups. One make a crowd also, or make a cake and crowd also. But any a bar from Yabajon Sundai, Mali, a big called Wagadugu. Ebi so ebe join Mali Empire. Yenu nyina be ende in the southern part of Adanse. Ye be settle Adanse. And there is archaeological evidence. Ye American for be ye e wa Adanse ni manso. Onu prove is Adanse na the older settlers. Ye ma akanfo nyina. Ti Adanse ni nyina ye betena ye. Ye betena Adanse no Adanse kingdom. Obia no ye kan ni bia sha Adanse ase. So, eti ye de nkoa enkoa to. And I can't phone you the church your mind. Binyasa, you cannot expand your kingdom. Adansigo yebenya denchra. Etuba hu se de tina or safo or senti for chichiro mo. Or se danchra eshe won mo so. Abra na boa ponsem. Ofri ho no. Ya ntim jakali bayen or nensha so. Any near man name fata. So there was slavery. Ye tongue kwa, and kwan ye do omu yuma, and kwan ye do omu expande, and kwan ye do one more the etchere, a year, and techedia ahudo be. So basically, I also every horse episode niflo, and I Asanti for omu imagine. Asanti for the imagine, they imagine against the dentra, and almost settle a kingdom. Asanti for no so they fight. Tio omukun and crofukuna ohono. Na onum afo on makom. So no more at one crofo after woman, no may magic. Sa after Sabrano, there's empty lands, virgin lands. They met on all these lands. No more crofo at Natanaho. So what you say? And it's 1 morning crofo cro, omuko yo and toka. One mukako yan or more than crofo by. Omuko a cocoon, a whole lot of and Tokago do be na or 74 omuko. All this one, Omodin Crofoka one more. Now, Crofom come, they sell them amongst the various divisional, yeah, on Machiche, yeah, on the Attached Kingdom. You see, and even before the European slave trade, there were after a sub-Saharan slave trade, and of course within our own people, now kingdoms. Oh, yeah, Galeba. Agreement between the Gareba, Mosi, and Asanti. You can understand. Ashanti kingdom fight to defend the Gareba people from the French colonizers. And Tiapra Gareba, but see Asante Mano, Asante Makokun, Emma, the Wagadugians. So, against the French colonizers, and there was an agreement, say, see any French of one Kokuma mo Mosi, na yedi one Musum Kunimua. Wode and kwa apem and a bebre afibia. And this is what was going on. It wasn't only one kingdom or northern kingdom. Now it was the same thing. Northern kingdom, Sanetia, the Gomba kingdom, or other emerged kingdom within the northern enclaves. It was the same thing. Kingdoms, abakun against each kingdom. And it's what betting ye do, young Kosun Kunimuno, or found on Crawford, no, the Omoyan Kwa. You see, but there was a slight differences between the image of the Asante kingdom. Asante kingdom wano and Crawford mo one we met be to say a numfor supposed to be a slaves for the Asante, but now they are royals. That was the slight difference between the Asante invading and having slaves was a bit slight different. As I said, you said the Akwamu and then the Achem War. Which was once upon the Kuyapems people no. Once one microphone could do almost wasa for him. And one would change Yakoyani Ben of Foli Kuma Akonya. And I Tima Boko for the penny, but Santidian and Tessa. Anza Bera as us a good new for no. Adema and Crawford, ya from Asante for say to no. Or say to do one buy, you know. Yeah, was said to Adon Bakun, Nakun, any other. He did not leave them as slaves. What the Biama won, and now you 1 man crow for see one Musa Asa for him, or Sagene, and I said, so what hene, it will be quite a dumuno, a do for no numna no other for. They are royals. Only this year, yeah, Konyane one to so that was different between the Asante kingdom and other kingdom in Nigeria. And also there is a whole lot of the Dentra people who came to join the Asante army. All of them was given a special places. A Benny Bantama. You see, Bantama, Amagwatia was given a special place as a war leader. So Asante people, their kind of extending and expanding their kingdom was more of a very unique method. And on a prior. And you also share Bibi to say. I find say, and Kavia, they are all the subgroups in Libya. They were given a town, they were given a king to rule them. So, one crop for some bedimo so. Na konyana bedaho, na ya I want to atwaso. Atoman thank you very much. All of them were the enclaves who came as a military personnel to help the Ashanti kingdom. They were given a place and part of the Denja people who came to help the Ashanti fight. And over here, Ashanti emerged, and then power extension. Now you fair. It was so fair. Ashanti hate people that bully other people. Ashanti bankrupt or bully other kingdoms. Ashanti ne ezema anko. Ashanti ne ezema yemia for incarnation. Sir, yabe from enzoma kotoko. Ni afro ye Ashanti kotoko. Anwa ye da gomba. Yabe from anwa kotoko. Ni afro ye Ashanti. So they were more of a very potential people that are expanding their territories and expanding their kingdom more or less friendly method, more or less military alliances, more or less dependent alliances as well. Same conform mudo umbeto so ebini anokotoko. So anokotoko more of dependent alliances. Sir, munye a telescope and conform we ba munche baby on mofa. Yasumu nyasemo eba becheremo. And when you are moving for so my area, so you see the alliance there that Ashanti kingdom made. So more or less they were more of the influential within all the kingdom. Imagine yeah, within the before and now Africa, there be a friend Africa anymore. Ebi also so obakun etiawa. Wanya wakwa. Even at this year correct me walemo. No money woman. There is a lot of them in Pesime. Yeah, they were once slaves, but now, omo ya this year, yeah, wale omo, ne no omo awo war. After so omo standing one military zone, say, obakuya onya hokata, or the military personnel go ho. Or do omo go every year bia, or personnel or the other come. That was the ideal of the Ashanti military. It's the Ashanti military, you know, one military camp would be to say, baby and the honum awaso. Na netia ne nkrofo the army commander of Ashanti army ni bi na onom so yeda akwana ana Sokole enclaves Sokole enclaves ni na no ye commander within them na netia within the Sokole enclave within the Ashanti armed forces na netia ene ne nkrofo ko ho no na mankredi ewo onom so on papa no onu fra adanse ebe kan won mo ho equally akwanafo ebia so a horse abia na Asantimai eye wonum training na military training grounds. So say wonum hwe sankrofo e from German for because na there were people obinim German obinim de na onmo ye German no na well organized. Honestly, it was well organized. It was especially military was more sophisticated. But there na German for ye German for tonkoa omo ton enkoa German for a tongue and qua. German for invade and crofonsas. They never had a land. Omuniasa say, what they do is German for in Afri's interest. And I'm cosre one for us, a quatana, a big quatana, one pemu, a big cosre, cochi for us, a quatana, baby and a frosuma, a biso so a besateri, a one man casa be a baby. Ebine japa kronum on man kasa kosate kosi kromu nyina ye on dia nkosate on man kasa place so entity they did not never had a land to establish the German state. So what they did is on me invading and crofo for on korongo for and crofo e fra on mo gibini for and crofo e fra on mo nafana for ndamena for no nyina ka ho ana crofo e fra on mo about 5 different identified groups and omo invade omo no de omo establish ade from the German state but omo establish German state no ekwa na ye more of a fertile land was Sampa na jamra for asase to omo the Sampa na the center of the German state what the Sampa na the center of the German state so the capital of the German state was Sampa. A honeymoon on the two sika osu. Ezazo no mudi sikeja. Yes, omoni abrofun diskeja. Na sabra no so. Ohia baby atachimai. And you are not no for no and crofo no and German for no. That is where they buy their slaves from. The German state hono. Yeah, the center of Sampa hono. Omo the hobbit too. enkoato edwadibia a slave center baby a tonkoa baby a yeto enkoa. So you see, anything one mo tonkoa no ho a enkoa ne bi yeto mo free north ni abeto won mo Jama state na da group nso abeto wo mo anase yeto won free Jama state ni yedo won ko other groups. It's a German state and an ear tongue, and this is what they do. One must sell a lot of Gibini people, Korongo, Nafana, almost tongue, Crofon, baby, which is the German state. And that was the real dinner. In fact, your friend say, Sika Hokwa Jar or Unquire, a Sakwaka home man, and that's Bebo to call in VG Chrono. So, now broke of feet bresso. Ya know you're here with German state. Actually, almost I yes, so very gaining the state. And no air, I didn't crack. Koja din krableso ana no so na pokwa na invade obuokufi ana na sibebo so invade oyi ja medin kra because this is what they are doing, trading with human lives. Omoto ankoa omoto wonu free sariga no omodo o maba ho ana say free ho e de kosariga. So that was the trade routes, Saliga and the Jama routes. That was what was going on. Ti so bi ba da ka sanfofo bi de kirawa. Now, who were the Maya? Who knew the slaves initiating in within the Akan enclaves? Now, what can one watch? And I be also so. Akan group in Amono, they acquired a say. There was a time within the Akan and I say, within the Bibiman more. Who were Crabonia? What me turn? Yes, what me turn? It's a little bit a jedia no. Now, he found on Motor or Motor one more Jamai. Obi twafa ne ba no akoto ne jama na odi age ade bia ne bo e wo soro. It is the first point abrofo from 18th century abrofo started to deal with slaveness per year in the Portuguese be from 14 to 1600s. And sana one English for the no it was started in there because abrenya ka hu se no mo ne Asante man e kuntokwa. So Asanti never and to come on Kodia Hona no Moko. On Moko say, almost so man Puano home method to draw a medija. So Asante kingdom has been fighting with these colonizers. Now colonizers and so abroad defeated woman from 1874 1900 no almost established the English Jamai. I wanna know Mudim Kwatoja. I walk. So they buy them and they send them to Saliga, or they buy it from Saliga and bring them to Jamai. And other people could come there. It was a big market to buy slaves from there. And to Mua, Nebanya, or Timito and Nebano, all that can within that can. Obiha, Nebaya Cronfor, and Obo, Nabusium, Nabio Husa Omwano, and Confor quite Mitchim Cronfor, who call it Mitchell because it becomes a very high demand. It becomes a very high demand. It was very going on within the can. Sobianti. It is Sobibano Bebo Asanti. Asanti never. They were not active or the let with slaveness. No. Because within that time, they weren't very close with the colonizers. They only start treating with the colonizers. And the colonizers no more start treating as human sacrifices. Human sacrifices. Afei, one more Asia so ahudo so mube jama wonum. Sir, ya nkrofo we, ya no more say treaty. Munya nkrofo we nyina mai. And that was what the white man always deal with the Asante enclaves. And na Asante man so do not be blindfolded. It is not Asante region. We have nothing in traditional method. No, traditionally, ni mono political mo na we kas Asante region. But traditionally, mono you ni Asante region obebia, you ni Eastern region obebia, you ni Central region ko fonsa say. So bear in mind, what that idea. You see, ebi also so. Yasha Asante kingdom now. Even the time they actually reconcile with the white, the time they reconcile with the white was even after 19th century. After returns of Nana Prempe, that is when they reconcile with the whites. Sabra no na white no, one no ye bibia about the chieftains in here on na way because still from 1901 no, the ya one more Asante wala omo edifiti Asante for no. They be almost the Asante by protectorate. Almost they protected all the Soviets. And in Yama, they question now about the judicially, about tax in the idea. It was the British who actually emerged. So, about the Washington Asante, all of them was Asante Kingdom. Asante Niman at Tibro for Washington Asante. It was them. They divided the Asante Kingdom and they did Buhonina to Washington Asante. So, it was Ashanti Kingdom. Omuna Umbeye, Washington Asante, and Ashanti. Actually, a dear friend Confederacy. It was never initiated by Nana Prempe. It was an agreed section. To a little bit, baby said, I brought for the force will be said, almost summer or more. Then that time they were all under the colonization of the whites. But the land all dependably belongs to the Asante Kingdom. You see, so Asante Kingdom did not even have the chance to participate fully on the slavery. Because the active slave time, active slave time from the Portuguese, from 14 to 1600, there wasn't even Asante. So from the 1700 to 1800, 1700 was within all walls, a Kunkwan Asante Kingdom. From 1800, a Kunkwan until 1874, when they were actually finally defeated. So they did not really, they actually fight to make agreements and alliances. That is all about Asante Kingdom. But now, Oko social media is a whole lot of lies, fabricated story. Asante Kingdom was majorly created from 1694. Yeah, on call Sintreso. From 1699, Omoko Dencha. 1700 was formally established. So 1700, so there wasn't even time to involve in European slave trading because Abrafona no Omoko. They are coming here. I say Japade. They are coming here, but say so that was the fight. And a young crowd be betrayed. The Asante Kingdom, no, I quite possible you ho. Possible ni moment ho, but which you good man. True. I'm your from the Gold Coastians. And also the German state was actively participating in the slave trade. So the link was from German was the Salaga to German to Salaga. That was the link. So that is the reason why Asante monarchies omunya invade from Abokofi to German dinkra. Na nye sikedwan kwa. Oma nye sikedwan premium. But it was slave market. They were participating in the German state, which is the center of Sampa. One to addition, so Mutona Hoko, Korongo for them name. Nafana for name, Gibini for many adade, Kronfon, these are the people they sold them. So they take them to Saraga, and I say they will bring them from Saraga to German state. Yeah, Sampa. I then I won't want the Maya could now say Asante people. Aja, you are lying. More trial some sabotage Asante Kingdom. So even on your own live researchers, they lie against the Asante Kingdoms. It told you about 1400 Asante Kingdom. Now Mama Saba, I catch Asante Kingdom was established in 1600. Yet participation of slavery cost 1400. Asante Kingdom didn't. What is going on? Your individual state, they were slave drivers. I don't want to mention their names. Their individual state, the Asante Kingdom invaded them because of selling of account people to other people. And they are aware of this. So, and maybe before Nimua, and as I can for you, ya bakosam deeper, Kebeta Santa Mayase. But here it comes, we hate them for no reasons. Because they have been lied against, they have been fabricated against, they have been sabotaging against, and because of they don't talk, people keep lying against them. And you share all this series of evidence. It also said, Asante Kingdom never directly involved when it comes to the monarchy or the empire expansion area. Yes, they bring slaves. And you are all the empire, monarchy, no, they all involved in slave markets. One way or other. But the European slave trade, Ashanti Kingdom was never involved. Ashanti Kingdom was never ever involved in European slave trade. That is why he was fighting with the European colonizers. And to Ashanti Kingdom, no, like I said before, the agreement on Garabaye, yeah. That is what all the kingdom does anyway. You bring me, okay, make a every year, what 1,000 people and a baby. Yeah, that was going on. I'm passing on with 1,000 people and every year until another civil war. And it's in Asanti Mosi forever because they merged with us. Was part of the Mosi people. We were trying to say, and a Mosi Fuasifo. No, we were giants. Osetutu was more of a giant type. Nisuni penny we are saying. But yes, sir, it was an agreement. Say any giant, Kagaraba me country, say any French for Uncle. Yene France for Uncle Magic Wagadugu from Frinquasumo. We were giant people. But yes, sir, we intermarried with them because every year they have to bring thousands of men and women. And that was the agreement. That was the agreement between the Asante monarchy and the Wagadugu monarchy, which led by the Garba, a war leader. And you see, the ambassador money say, what will honor will be to say what the Maya? What the Maya? She are there. Because bad Juma way now bad can some like this. Who now say you want to get us and Kaputa, a person who lacks all understanding. As one in some African countries. And when you mean the Nimsa was Asante for behind the screen, the Yamin Nim. On Yamin the Nim, say they will see for Asante for behind the day. Which means so Asante for behind a screen. So because they say, Kebi, now some of our Sulanami for. And the Oka Jamaica. Just say Aquan was Asante for behind the screen. So learn, okay? Mama bill of episode about the whole of Wode slave invasions and various empires. There were individual slaves as well. There were individual slaves, Akan people. Onya, they pick you and they will go and they will sell you. There was individual slaveness there. Obia wonya papa no, they will hold your hands. Okoton. Yeah, mammy papa bebre was also actively involved in the slave. Yeah, canned groups. And as I don't saw the Besha Asante for. So you do not know that the Kant and the Asante, most of the Asante people are Akans. Asante is not a Kant kingdom. Asante is a diverse kingdom. Yo Mosi, yo Dagomba, yo Ano, yo Eho Sisala, yo Frafra, yo a whole lot, and I can force so a couple. Con any be consistent the Ashanti kingdom. So Ashanti kingdom is not a Kan kingdom. Yenka Akan Kasankwa Ashanti kingdom. Yes, Ashanti kingdom. There's so many languages, but the most common language is Ashanti Chi. Because they are the majority. The Kan people are majority within Ashanti kingdom. So Ashanti kingdom is not a Kan kingdom. More research called Go say Ashanti kingdom is a Kan kingdom. It is not a Kan kingdom. Ashanti kingdom is a diverse, different languages, different cultures, and different traditions. And the Ashanti kingdom. Name the common language in Ayaka, Ashanti tree. As well be one language Oka. Obia one language Oka. Ebika Korongo Kasa, Ebika Nafana Kasa, Ebika Awisa, Ebi Aka Dagomba Kasa, Ebika Mosi Kasa, Ebika Frafra, Ebika Buzanga Kasa, Ebika Sasala Kasa. They are all within the Ashanti kingdom. And it's so Honorable Kato said, Ashanti Kingdom is Akana. It's never true. But 80% of Ashanti Kingdom consists of Akan group. And the other 20% consists of various groups. And they are all part of Ashanti Kingdom.